Hello, welcome to the White Sox Out of the Park Baseball series that we're going to start. And it is a little bit behind real life just because I started this up and I got everything set up a couple days ago. But we will start this up now. And we got some goals for the season. Play close to 500 ball. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that will happen. Increase our attendance by about 7,500. Also don't think that's going to happen. Bring more of your drafted players to the team. We could probably do that. Improve team chemistry. Well, we're losing a lot. I don't know if we can do that. Increase fan interest. Well, the fan interest is probably the lowest it could ever be. So, we'll try to work on that. Improve your international amateur fines. That's pretty much based on our scout. So, I mean, we could try. I guess international free agency would help that. So, we'll try to do that as well. And keep building your team up to reach the playoffs in the next 4 seasons. We, I mean, we could see about doing that. We could try. We could make an attempt. Can maybe pull that off. I haven't had the best of luck in this game. We could see about that. Yeah. Here's the team. Garrett Crochet and Eric Fetty. That's what I'm gonna call him. So that's his name now, Eric Fetty. And Jonathan Cannon, we got them here, and then Drew Thorpe and Mike Soroka just kind of chilling out. Drew Thorpe, of course, 23 years old and never pitched in AAA, but in the majors due to high demand of needing any productivity in any shape or form. And then Mike Soroka trying to refine his form that he had in Atlanta and can't find that. And bullpen is just trying to figure out if there's anyone who can pitch. Michael Kopech, who was a starter now in bullpen, could see if anyone wants him, but he has a 4.6 ERA, so probably not going to be able to get anything good with him in a trade, even if we try doing that. Garrett Crochet is someone who could be traded, but I don't know if I would want to do that just because, he's essentially the only hope right now, aside from, Cannon, in terms of the future of the rotation, and Cannon's attributes aren't really that good right now, but hopefully could develop since he's 23. So there's that. Drew Thorpe, of course, already mentioned, 23. Never did see AAA, just got called traded from AA. Struggled a little bit, but only 14 and third innings. But he does have some good, attributes. His stuff is only 45. I'm not playing on challenge mode, by the way, so I know there's some people who have like the other personality traits, like they've got those down here. I don't. That's probably what the challenge mode is, but I don't play on that. So apologies. And Garrett Crochet, who could be traded, but I don't think I will. I'd probably rather sign him to extension, just that way there's at least someone to build around for the future. I'd definitely try to trade Eric because he does have that other year on his contract and can at least get something out of him. Plus, he's 31, so might as well just capitalize on the value while he's got it. So, could try to get some good pieces out of him, something for the farm. And now there's the lineup, which is basically just me putting different guys in different spots. Like there's Tommy Pham starting both lefties, righties, Corey Julks, Paul DeYoung, Luis Robert. But then, Oscar Colas starts versus righties, Andrew Vaughn starts versus lefties. Kind of the same for Gavin Cheese is kind of turned around, but that's only because of Benintendi, who I just want to play since he's getting paid $16.5 million for, up until 2026, and then it's 14.5, just to at least try to get as much as we can out of him to maybe see if he has a good season, and then immediately just trade immediately just flip him once he has some semblance of good in his life to get a prospect out of him because there's no one who's gonna deal him for a prospect. It'd be a, you know, terrible contract for terrible contract trade if I did trade him. And Corey Lee starts versus both because the only other option is Maldonado, who, sure, he has great fielding, but I don't think it's really worth it for that terrible hitting. So Corey Lee is here. Plus, he's 25. So if he does really well, that's great. He can hit, and then he doesn't have the worst fielding in the world. So he's actually solid fielding. So there's that. Nicky Lopez just starts versus both because his defense. That's really it. That's all he's here for. He's just here to field, and if he can't field, then he will get the hell out of here. And then there's Danny Mendick at third versus righties, and Brian Ramos versus lefties. It's really just get everyone aside from Maldonado in the lineup just to get guys at bats, see what we have in everyone here. I know what Maldonado brings to the table, really. And I know what Robert and Pham bring to the table and Paul DeYoung, but it's just to try to boost guys' stats, come trade deadline, which is approaching quickly, and it will be approaching quickly. But just get guys what we can out of them, and hopefully they do well, and we can get something out of them. And then, in terms of prospects, I guess the hope really is Colson Montgomery, who's kind of chilling out right now. He really is just chilling at this point in time. Currently, the stats aren't the greatest, but then again, it's probably better than some of what we currently have. But 45s, and then the power is good, the eye is good, but I don't want to call him up and then have him struggle, and then all his stats go down. That'd be really upsetting. Moncada's still on the IL, and let's see. Oh yeah, Eloy was in the majors, but he was also on a rehab assignment. And with the way it was working, I couldn't send him down to the minors to continue working on the rehab assignment and also bring him back up. So I had to force an injury on him. So that way he could then do the rehab assignment and then I could call him back up. So Eloy is still doing his rehab for right now. Um, well, he will do his rehab as soon as he comes back from a scratch cornea. So if I fucked him up by giving him a scratch cornea, I apologize in advance. But that was the one thing that I could give him that I could be like, he could probably come back from that and battle back from a scratch cornea. So I feel like he can fight through it. Matt Foster's there doing his rehab, and Mike Clevenger as well. I don't know where Mike Clevenger fits. I guess Mike Clevenger could just be a long reliever, because why not? Maybe it could be a fifth starter and we bump Soroka up to relief. I don't really know. But that's really our setup for right now. And I guess Luis Robert is another one, kind of like Crochet, where could trade him, could also keep him, but he's also 26 and he's locked into that contract. But Luis Robert and Crochet, they do give us the capability of giving us the pieces for the future to build around. But do I want to just trade all the good people and start with a completely new team? I kind of don't want to do that. I kind of want to at least keep some of the people here to build around and make it at least, recognizable, and not just be like, we're going to trade all the good people. And then, and that's just not recognizable within 1 year. So I'd probably I definitely keep Crochet. Robert, I don't know, but Yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Should I keep Robert? Crochet, I'm probably dead set on that, keeping him. But Robert, I'm not too sure. I'm leaning towards keeping him. But veterans like Tommy Pham, I trade. He's 36. Why would I keep him? Paul DeYoung, he's doing well in terms of Paul DeYoung. Maybe a team would trade for him. Other than that, I don't know if a team would want any of these hitters. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Gavin Sheets. I don't know. Maybe that's stretching it. I don't know if a team would want Gavin Sheets. Maybe just to hit righties, but I have him starting versus I am starting versus lefties. But again, that's just because of Benintendi. And I don't know. Like I said, Kopech may be traded, but that's about it to introduce what my plan is here for season one. And then right now we are in, of course, June. So I will sim a little bit and I'll catch you guys where I am simmed at. Mid-season? How are you going to give me a mid-season review? The team's performance is underwhelming. I just got here. Very disappointing in progress. I just got here. What do you mean? The team, Jerry, Jerry. I just got here, Jerry. I've been here for 1 day, Jerry. What do you mean? Defensive Jerry. I am trying, Jerry. I've been here for 24 hours. Let me work, Jerry. I am trying my best. Oh, Yon Moncada is ready to come back. So, Yon Moncada, you are not going to go to AAA. You will do a rehab assignment. So you've been injured for 9 years. And we've got Max Stassi, who's on his rehab assignment. But the problem is with Max Stassi is that so my plan was to call him up for Maldonado and release Maldonado. But I have to improve team chemistry, and I can't exactly release the team captain because, yeah, he's doing a great job uniting the team. And if I release the one guy holding this team together, that is going to upset everyone, and I can't do that. So, Max Stassi, I appreciate your great contribute. If I can find you, Max Stassi, I apologize, Max Stassi. There we go. Max Stassi, I appreciate the contributions, but we're just going to waive you. How about that? We're not going to release you yet. We're going to see if a team wants you first. And then break your heart. But I think that I've won a game. Yeah, we've won a game, then we've lost some games by one. Offense not really showing out. We did beat the Dodgers. Walked them off. So good job. Good job. You know, one win, but beat the Dodgers. So, that's got to count for two. Two wins. Boosts up to 23. Give us something. Yeah. Well, we'll keep on simming and get us into July and see where we are. All right, so into July, and look at that, Rookie of the Month, Jonathan Cannon. That is pretty nice to see. We did come off a sweep of the Rockies. So, things got looking up, and Jonathan Cannon looking up as well. Rookie of the Month for him. It should say actually in the message. There it is. He started 4 games, 32 innings, 25 Ks to 3 walks. So Jonathan Cannon off to a great start with us. And there it is, 1-0 with a 169 ERA for Rookie of the Month in total. A 3.35 ERA in 8 games, 7 starts, which is great to see. Drew Thorpe lowering his ERA as well. Eric Fetty with an under 3 ERA. And the back end of the bullpen doing quite well. Nothing under 3, but around that 3 ERA. Good to see out of them. And anything with the hitters? Luis Roberts, he's just low on energy. Tommy Pham is on a hot streak. Let's see, anything noticeable here? Oscar Colas. He's at least hitting 281. Slugging is not. It's not great. 16 singles. But, I mean, 281 average. Pretty good. So, we'll keep on trucking along here. So, we get hit with probably one of the worst injuries we could have been dealt with. Eric Fetty, a fractured shoulder blade, out for 4 weeks, and that's not going to allow us to trade him. Gets hit with it on July 10th, and that will indeed not allow us to trade him. Sporting a 2.56 ERA, 8.4 Ks per nine, 2.3 walks, a 1.56 ERA plus, and only allowed 10 homers. A homer, less than a homer per nine, and that's going to keep him off the trade block, because we cannot trade a guy who is injured, and that is horrible news because he was going to be our main trade piece, as I was saying at the start of this, and that is just so tough. That's honestly worse than probably like Cannon or even Crochet, because I was gonna keep both of them. I was gonna keep Crochet. I was gonna keep Cannon. I was gonna keep Thorpe. By the way, Mike Clevenger's back because Soroka was injured. Oh my god, this derails our trade deadline plans. We're gonna have to pivot. We're gonna have to pivot. We're gonna have to find something else here. Definitely Tommy Pham is on the trade block. Let's see who's been. Let's see. Nicky Lopez is on bases, 302. Maybe we could trick a team into acquiring him. Paul DeJong up to 18 homers. Benintendi's under 200. That's fantastic. But yeah, Tommy Pham continues to be the best hitter on the team, which is not good considering he's 36. And no one else is at double-digit homers. Luis Robert. Can I see? Let's see batting stats. Can I see splits maybe over the last couple weeks? Don't. Let's see. July he was hitting 240. Okay. He's feeling good in July, just no power. But 345 on base. Steven Wilson's been pitching really well in the closer spot. Just not really a whole lot of games to close. And so have Jordan and Jared. They've been doing really well. So, again, the back end of the bullpen's been doing quite well. Just not a whole lot else aside from, that's just tough. Then Mike Soroka, of course, he was on the injured list. Okada, Sosa, and Jimenez have been doing rehab assignments, as well as Matt Foster, who we might just call up for him to go in the bullpen and put Flexen in the rotation. Yeah, we'll just call him up, put Flex in the rotation. Eloy. I just have so many outfielders. Danny Mendick will send down. Call up Moncada. Let's see. Brian Ramos is struggling quite a bit. We might call up Sosa just for Ramos to. Oh, he's out of option years. He's really out of option years? Jesus. He's 22 and out of option years. Seriously? No, he has 2 left. What? He's. Am I clicking on the right guy? This player is out of option years. That's a clear wit. Brian Ramos. I'm clicking on Brian Ramos. Demote triple. Did it not say it had 2 option years? 2 option. It's also been optioned 6 times. That might be. I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand baseball. Maybe I don't. Okay, so Brian Ramos is just gonna be stuck with us for the time being. And by the time being, I mean the rest of the season. Nicky Lopez, can I demote you? He refused to be demoted. Of course he does. Okay, we're gonna have to figure it out with them. Oh man, we just got a bunch of stopgaps, as in the entire lineup is a stopgap. Okay, let's just go to the first year player draft, and we will figure out the lineup at the trade deadline, which will be the next episode. And look at that, we won. And Jonathan Cannon suffered a sore elbow. Moderate effect on his pitching, and it's going to be 3 weeks. Well, I'd rather not have Jonathan Cannon suffer a major injury, so let's just put him on the IL. Let's put him on the IL. Who can I call up in this place? Who do we got? Let's call up. Let's call up. Sure, Corey. Sure. You can be called up, and we'll have Chris Flexen. And who is. No one really has a lot of stamina. Should have thought about that one. Who wants to be an opener? Anybody want to be an opener? Who wants to be an opener? Anybody interested in that? I forget how I do openers. I forget how to do that. Is it this, or do I put follower here? Yeah, you're the follower, and you're the opener. Sure, we'll do that. Then you can be long relief. Sure. Okay. I think that's how I do it. I'm not sure. Please, someone enlighten me on that. Anyway, let's go to the first year player draft, and then we'll end the episode off. So we are up 5th, and the decision is coming down to Trey Savage. That's his name now. And Ryan Johnson. Chase Burns, he's got the great projections for his pitches. The stuff's there, movement, home runs allowed, the BABIP, but I don't like the control that much, which is kind of turning me off. Trey, the head scout doesn't have a lot of thoughts on him. There's the blow accuracy. The OSA ratings are fairly in line, aside from really the pitches, but they're fairly lined up. And then Ryan Johnson is, the most accurately scouted by our head scout. So I'm leaning towards Ryan Johnson. His demand is 2.2 mil also, and we've got 20 available. and then Trey would be demanding the slot, which I think is I think it was like 8. I forget what the slot would be here. Recommended slot is 7. So I think we go Ryan Johnson. He's the most accurately scouted, and it'd be 2.2 mil. And yeah, Hagen Smith also. His control scares me. So I think that we will go Ryan Johnson, the first pick, the near 22-year-old 6'6", 210 right-hander out of Dallas Baptist University. So with the second pick, we're going to go with Emmeline or Emmeline, fucking something. Petrie. Oh, we'll get these names down at some point. But second base, shortstop, not the greatest defensively at short, so we'll put him at second base. He is a class clown, so he'll definitely light up the locker room. But I like the contact projections, good eye, decent avoid K projections. Not gonna bring the most power, but that's okay. Uh, hopefully he'll be a nice bat for us. So we will take and we'll take the Canadian. So third round, we're gonna take Caden Lopez. It's a bit of a project, but I'm okay with that here. Uh, not the best ratings to start, but he's coming out of high school, and I think despite the control, it's projected to be decent. I like the projections. I trust the scout and 5-star potential in the third round, even if he you know only lives up to a 4-star potential. If I can get that at the third round, I will definitely take it here. So we're going to get Caden Lopez. Fourth round, we're going to take another high school prospect, but with those projections, I feel like that we can make it work with, projected 75 contact and that 90 avoid Ks and then the 60 I. No power at all, but those are leadoff hitter, qualities on the personality, knowledgeable and hardworking. Coach and teammates are inspired by him. So hopefully that could, he can get in the lab, he could learn. And then great defense in center field. Not a whole lot of arm, but, we could get him in center field. Maybe Luis Robert could move around a little bit. And we, finally get some great defense out there in this outfield. And here we're going to get another bat. A third baseman, not really projected to be a third baseman, decent fielding. Could definitely get him to at least learn the position of third base, more familiar with first. Akil Namala. I like the power projections. I like the eye. The avoid Ks. We'll try to get that, up there so he's not striking out 200 times a season. But if we could get a nice corner power bat, I'll take it. Kind of in the same mold as Slade, and we've got Ali Camarillo, a shortstop with great fielding, and we could even get him to play second base if we wanted to, get him to learn that. Our head scout doesn't have the greatest accuracy on him, but the OSA ratings I'm perfectly fine with, and we could definitely get him to work on those a little bit, get him in the development lab if we really wanted to. Final pick that I'll at least show here will be Chase Alsup, a right-handed pitcher from Auburn. I don't know, I just felt like he'd be the best fit. It can definitely work on his stuff and the home runs allowed, but he at least got, some good pitches here, and then the control I like as well. Okay, so we are done with the draft, and that is going to conclude the first episode. We will get to signing everyone who we need to sign and deal with that as we will. Um, Thank you all for watching the inaugural episode of this White Sox Out of the Park Baseball. And let me know what trades we should do aside from Eric, who is, of course, out for the trade deadline, but we could, of course, trade him this offseason if we so desire. But in terms of Luis Robert and Garrett Crochet, what do you guys think? And I guess Tommy Pham as well. Uh, what what should we do with them? And I guess in terms of Tommy Pham, what team should he be traded to? Once again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys later.